What is going on, guys? Today we are fixing a rear window leak on the 2003 F-150. This is going to apply from 97 to 2003. They're all the same. So to get this rear window out, we have to remove the seat back. We're going to have to take these push pins out of the headliner to be able to get to the bolts that are behind that. Also the seat belts, as well as the covers on both sides. All this is going to have to come off before we can get to the bolts that hold that rear window in. Now this one's not bad, but when it does rain, I just get a couple drops that start to come down the inside of this back window. That's how it starts. It'll just continue to get worse if we don't take care of it. Super common thing on these trucks. Now to get this seat back off, it basically slides down and snaps in on either side. I've got a flashlight stuck in there so I can go underneath the seat with a screwdriver. As you're pushing up on this, you push that tab in with a screwdriver or something to allow the whole thing to pop out of there. I'll show you that tab when I get the seat out. There's no good way to see it with the seat in the truck. Now you can see we've got this back off. Once again, it pops up and out of the way. Here is the clips I was talking about, one on that side as well. It comes in, goes right behind this, snaps down into place. Your screwdriver, you push it up, pops up, remove the whole thing. Now we're going to work on getting the seat belt off. Find it easiest just to get a little screwdriver. There's a little tab in here. Gently pry that open so we can get to the bolt. Now this is going to require a T25 Torx bit. Got this one off. Now I just need to do the same thing over there on that one. Now we've got that side out. We need to remove these clips right here in the headliner. You want to be very careful with this, especially as these trucks have got older. This headliner can be very brittle. Best way I've found is just to use one of these clip removal tools. Get in behind it and very lightly pry all the way around as you work that thing out. Got those removed. Now I need to work on getting this plastic cover off here. So I'm just going to lightly pull back my weather stripping just enough so we can get to this panel. It's just got clips to hold it in. There is one push style pin down here that we simply push in and it'll pop on out. We've got one of these style pins. You just pop that in and it'll pop out. Now this part can be kind of tough because the clip's in here, but the whole thing's meant to pop straight out that direction. And unfortunately, with trucks this old, these clips inevitably break off and stick in the metal retainers. Now that we have both sides off, we are going to focus on getting these hooks right here. One on either side, Phillips head screw. That's just going to let that headliner come down a little bit further so we can get to... Now we've got everything out of the way. We're ready to start removing this. I've got a bunch of 9mm nuts that we need to take off all the way around the window. If you can see that, there are also some up under that headliner that we're going to have to get to. Now there's about a 99% chance that we're going to have to pry this window out once we get all the nuts removed, but I always throw something soft right up here in case when you're getting all those bolts out, the window tries to fall out or something. If you've got two people, that's the best way to do it, but it's just me, so I'm going to throw that up there just in case. So we can actually see where that water was coming in. We actually got some watermarks. That's the only place it was leaking, but once again, These things will get worse if you just let them go. Now we're going to come in, take this third brake light off, just a Phillips head on either side. We got all the 9mm nuts off all the way around. Those down here. Now, this black piece is sealed to the red piece here. So we're going to have to go in with like a putty knife all the way around the entire window to break that seal, and then that window will come out the back. To give you any idea what I'm doing, just using this putty knife right in between there, breaking that seal all the way along that window. We're going to do that once again all the way around. A couple things to note. These bottom ones across are actually for the plastic trim. We didn't need to take those off, so we'll go ahead and put those back on. And then I will also put a couple nuts on, just a thread or two. As I'm going around breaking this seal, that's going to keep that window from falling out on us. Okay, now I've broken that seal pretty much all the way around. I laid some rags back here. I'm going to try to get this window pushed out of here. I'll probably find some spots that I missed on the seal that I'll have to go back and hit. It's kind of what it's feeling like. Bottom's pretty good, but I got something still sticking right up here, so I'm going to go back and check that area. I think I got all the other spots. I still had sealant. See if we can get it out now. There we go, back window's out. Now, probably the hardest part of the whole process, I gotta go clean all that old material off before we put the new on to seal it up.
One eternity later.
Best advice I can give you for cleaning all this mess up is a putty knife and a lot of patience. I got the majority of it off that way. Now I'm gonna come back, spray some brake clean on a rag, and wipe all the surfaces clean. I don't have any residue left over. Make sure to get all this dirt and grime off of here so our new seal seals up and doesn't leak, so we don't have to do this again. I did notice you can kind of see streaks down this window, because then this was about where it was leaking. So water gets in here and leaked down. You can see where it was running down the back window on the inside. I'm going to get this cleaned up the rest of the way so we can get our new seal in. So we got this all cleaned up. I'll be honest, I spent probably more time prepping this surface, making sure it's nice and clean, than I did actually removing the window. But in a job like this, prep is everything. So we've got everything nice and clean. I also went ahead, it's perfect time to clean that back window, better than you're ever going to be able to do it in the truck. So I went ahead and did that as well. Cleaned up the truck side where it seals really well. Now let's get into putting the new seal on. Now you have to use a butyl seal. This is actually just butyl tape. I've tried other things, none of them work. This is what they use from the factory. This is the only way to go. I will throw a link for this down below in the description if you want to pick some up. It's just a roll. We will lay this all out on the window itself, just like the old one was, same positioning, and we'll put the new window in. Okay, we got this seal laid in there all the way around. I did my seam here at the bottom. You don't want to do it up at the top just to prevent leaks. Got that all the way around. Now we're going to have to gently, carefully place this window back up in place. So I went ahead and got all the screws put back in. Best way to do that is get them all started and then tighten them up slowly as you work your way around. They don't have to be super tight. You just want them to be snug to start putting a squish on that new seal we put in there. Before I go and put all the interior pieces back together, I'm gonna run down to the car wash, spray this thing off really good in the back, make sure I don't have any leaks just before I put everything back together and have to tear it all back apart if I had a leak. So I've kind of looked it over. There are no leaks up here, so we passed the leak test. Now we can just go ahead and put this thing back together. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. See you guys next time.